Hey everybody, this is the Platinum Knight, and I just got done seeing the PlayStation 5 Reveal event, and man, was it a good show. We got a lot of awesome new games that were announced, and finally, Sony actually revealed the look of the console. So I'm going to be using Modern Warfare to review this event, and yeah, let's talk about it. So before me, my uncle, my cousin, and my other cousin saw the event. We actually got prepared and ready for this. We decided to go to my local pizza place called Dahlia's Pizza, which I'm thinking of reviewing pretty soon. And yeah, we ended up getting over 60 chicken wings, like you saw in the beginning. And overall, this event was very, very good. A hell of a lot better than Microsoft's so-called gameplay showing. Um, so that's that. I'm gonna be playing Infected mode, to give you guys some gameplay on the screen. But it was kind of hard for me to think about how to go about this review. I mean, I'm not going to talk about everything, and not to mention, for whatever reason, most of these articles don't really have everything enlisted. Um, yeah, not everything is on every list, so I'm only gonna talk about a couple of games, not all of them, just some of the ones that caught my interest and some of the big ones. Um, let's see. I guess the first thing I can talk about is Grand Theft Auto 5. Coming to the PS5, and I don't know if it was just me, but like GTA on the PS5, it didn't really look all that different. But then again, because it was obviously streamed, well, and of course it's not gonna look too much different because it's in maybe I think because me and my family watched this event on YouTube, um, the easiest place to watch it, and I think we were watching it on what on 1080p, I think. Yeah, it had to be on 1080p, but there were times when it did dip a little bit, so that could have been it. Yeah. But I mean, it still looked really good though. I mean, it didn't look terrible. But I kind of don't want to talk about GTA 5 for long because it's a game that's already been out. And it's cool and all how I believe you no longer need PS Plus anymore, or at least for a while. So that's great, but I don't know. At the same time, I didn't think it was anything too special, I guess. But it's pretty cool how you don't need PS Plus to play GTA Online, which, don't get me wrong, of course, in everyone's opinion, the popular opinion is you shouldn't even, like, have to be paying to play online to begin with, but whatever. I mean, if that's what they want to do, then I guess that's what they're going to continue to go with. But it's pretty cool that yeah, you don't have to pay for PS Plus to play GTA Online, and it's also pretty cool too. How you can I believe it said you're going to get $1 million per month. I don't know if I read that right, so that's also pretty cool. So I guess playing GTA 5 on PlayStation is the best way to go right now, or it's currently the best place to play it. So that's sweet. The next thing to talk about is Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and I kind of predicted that this was going to happen. Well, if you already played Spider-Man on the PS4, I'm pretty sure everybody pretty much predicted that this game was going to happen eventually, but I honestly did not think that Miles getting his own game was gonna happen this soon. Like, at first I thought that this was most likely going to happen maybe after Spider-Man 2, but nope. Apparently they're doing it right now, and that's pretty cool. But the thing is, what really concerns me about Spider-Man Miles Morales getting his own game is it makes me question, or a little bit concerned, well, what is Peter Parker gonna do while he is doing his own thing? Is Miles gonna do his own thing? I hope they don't kill off Peter Parker, because that would suck. I mean, I love Spider-Man on the PS4, and I almost want to consider it a masterpiece. But you know what? The best thing about Spider-Man on the PS4 is Peter Parker and the gameplay and the character development, you know? I love the PS4 version of Peter Parker. I thought he was really, really sweet. And it would be a shame to just kill him off so soon, you know? So, I hope Miles Morales gets a side story, you know? Not a pass the torch type of story. Like, I want him to do his own thing, you know? So that's one thing that concerns me about Miles getting his own game. I really hope they do not ruin the Peter Parker storyline. And don't get me wrong, I've seen Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and that came out pretty great. But at the same time, I don't want them to do that for this universe, you know? Oh, we already have, that animated movie. So, yeah, but I am looking forward to a Miles Morales game, regardless. So, depending on, what happens or how the story is gonna be like, then yeah, I'll most likely purchase it. I guess the next thing I can talk about is Gran Turismo 7. I'm not gonna talk too much about this because I'm not exactly too big into racing games, but you know what? It is good that Gran Turismo is coming back. It's a series that PlayStation fans have been demanding to see return. I mean, yeah, we did have Drive Club and stuff like that, but I mean, that turned out to be a bit of a disappointment. But you get what I'm saying, though. I mean, it's good for all racing game fans um, who are excited for another Gran Turismo game. And, you know, it's been a very long time, too, since we've even, like, heard of Gran Turismo. Like, how long was Gran Turismo 6? All the way at the end of the PS3 era? Which, fuck. That was a long time ago. I mean, it's almost been a decade since we got a new Gran Turismo game. Well, I don't know about the sports series, but that should pretty much tell you how educated I am when it comes to this series, and how I'm just not a huge fan of racing games. The only racing game series that I remotely love and have played is pretty much the Mario Kart series. But it's still nice how we're getting a new Gran Turismo game. So yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of you are excited for Gran Turismo 7. The next game I can talk about is Goodbye Volcano High, aka the furry game, because I mean, that's pretty much what it is. Goodbye Volcano High, it looks like it's going to be one of those interactive games, kind of like Life is Strange or Heavy Rain or something like that. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that this game is definitely going to be perfect for furries. I mean, when it comes to video games, obviously that it is good to have variety, and I'm pretty sure that it is nice how some games do appeal to certain audiences, and I'm pretty sure that furries or anybody who is into animal like humans are going to like this. And from what I understand is, from what I read, this is going to be an interactive love story. It's also going to take place around a time when things are about to end pretty soon. So, I mean, it sounds like a love story, but it also sounds like this is going to be really, really sad and depressing. I'm pretty sure whoever's developing this interactive experience is gonna pull it off just fine. I mean, I believe in them. I don't think it's gonna be bad. But the thing is, too, what I really like about this so far is I do like the animations, you know? I think the animations or the style looks really, really nice. It actually looks like a real anime, so I'm sure it's going to do pretty well for its uniqueness. But am I going to get it though? Nah, not really. I'll probably, I might not just get it at all. You know, cause it's just not exactly my type of style. But it's good how I'm pretty sure some of you are going to be excited for it. The next game would, have to be, what is it? Godfall? Yeah, Godfall. It was one of the first very early PS5 games that was revealed, but there was no gameplay though. But now we actually got some gameplay, and it looks really, really good. It looks like it's going to be a hack and slash game, and it kind of reminds me of God of War in a way, you know? Like, I don't know what it is. It looks more like a more fantasy version of God of War, you know? Or a more colorful God of War. It also kind of reminds me a little bit of the Souls series. So, but am I going to get Godfall? Well, shit, man. I mean, one thing about this PS5 reveal is so many games have been announced that I have to be really selective on what I get. But I will say, Godfall, it is one of those games that's at least under my radar, you know? So, I might get it, or I just might not. But the next game that I'm pretty sure I want is called, how do you pronounce that? Kena, or Kana? Yeah, Kena Bridge of Spirits. That game looks really, really sweet. I mean, it reminds me of The Legend of Zelda a little bit, and I don't know, like, it's kind of hard to explain, but Kena, the Bridge of Spirits looks really, really nice. That is definitely a must-buy, for me. Like, it's one of those games that I legitimately, feel very strongly of getting as soon as it comes out. And you know what? I might just get it on the first day. Like, it looks that interesting to me, you know? So, yeah, Kena and Bridge of Spirits is a must-buy for me, especially when I get my PS5, which I will talk about near the end. What else can I talk about? Oh, there we go. A new Ratchet and Clank game. Finally, man. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart was announced, and it looks really, really good. I mean, it looks like they're going to be experimenting a little bit with this game, and I don't know, like, to me, it looks pretty sweet. Like, I think this Ratchet and Clank game is going to really test out the PS5's hardware, and, you know, I'm excited for it. If you've seen the gameplay, you can see, like, it really does test the console's hardware, seeing all kinds of particles and pieces and debris flying all over the place. But the biggest new main feature to this new Ratchet and Clank game is how you're going to be able to travel to all kinds of different dimensions. And that's nice, you know? That's really, really interesting. And I like the idea of how you can warp to alternate dimensions. And they made it look like you're gonna also be able to time travel. Yeah, so that's pretty neat and all, but, you know, um, that should clearly show you, at least the PS5 is capable of doing that because, well, you know, I mean, um, yeah, it's an interesting experiment, and I think this Ratchet and Clank is going to be amazing. But am I going to get it though? Maybe not on the first day, but I am thinking of getting it for sure. Like, I have been craving for a new Ratchet and Clank game. We haven't really gotten a new Ratchet and Clank in so long. I mean, yeah, we got a Ratchet and Clank remake, but it wasn't really a new game though. It was, well, just a remake. Which is better than nothing, I guess, but you get what I mean. The point I'm trying to make is, it's nice how we get something new. So yeah, I am really excited for Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and I'm pretty sure for those of you who are a hardcore fan of Ratchet and Clank, are definitely looking forward to this. But you know what though? If they're gonna bring back Ratchet and Clank, like, I want that to be like more of an indication that I want them to bring back Sly Cooper. I want them to bring back Jack and Daxter. You know, like, I want them to bring back Crash Bandicoot. Like, I don't know, man. If they're gonna bring back Ratchet and Clank, then why can't Sony bring back all their other iconic child friendly games, you know? But yeah, bring Sly Cooper back, man. Like, shit. It's been a while. The last Sly Cooper game that we got was, what, A Thieves in Time on the PS3. That was also almost a decade ago. Like, yeah, man, bring back these old franchises back. I guess the next thing for me to talk about would be, uh, Project Athia, I think. This is going to be a PlayStation 5 exclusive, and we don't really know too much about it, so I can't really talk about it. But they released a little bit of a teaser trailer, and it looks really interesting, but I cannot come to a conclusion if I want it or not, because, well, you know, because we do not know anything about it right now. So I hope that they eventually do show more, so that way I can come up with a better conclusion. Okay, and here is the big one, or at least for me. This game that I'm about to talk about next is a big one for me because this is a franchise that I'm a big fan of and has inspired me over the years, and it's just a franchise that's always been dear to me, you know? And that game is Resident Evil 8 Village. Holy shit. And you know, I'm gonna be honest, I was honestly not expecting Capcom slash Sony to announce Resident Evil 8 yet, you know? I thought that it was just a little bit too soon. So when they announced it for the first time, I was just like, holy shit, I can't believe it, you know? Like, at first I thought that it was going to be a different game, but you know what? When I first, saw, just a couple seconds of it, I did kind of predict, man, this looks exactly like Resident Evil 7, and I turned out to be right. The moment, what really gave it away for me was the part where they showed, the umbrella logo. Yeah, they showed the umbrella logo, and that's when I was like, damn, I can't believe they're announcing it that early, you know?
30 seconds.
And you know what? I mean, I've said this in, previous live streams before, but, you know, I did say, after beating the Resident Evil 3 remake, that Capcom should focus on a Resident Evil 8, you know? I don't want Capcom to remake another Resident Evil, especially Resident Evil 4. In my opinion, I wanted Capcom to at least remake Resident Evil Survivor, maybe Code Veronica, or my biggest pick was they should just remake Resident Evil Outbreak, File 1 and 2, and combine them together and make them count as one whole game, you know? So, I'm really happy that Capcom is focusing on Resident Evil 8 right now, but I'm still not excited for a Resident Evil 4 remake. In my opinion, Resident Evil 4 is a game that doesn't really need a remake, you know? It's already a masterpiece and there's no reason to change it. And not to mention, Resident Evil 4 is still somewhat a little bit new, especially compared to Code Veronica and Survivor and a little bit of Outbreak, you know? But Resident Evil 8 Village looks really, really awesome. It looks like it's gonna be dark, and I'm not gonna lie, I did read the rumors and leaks about what the story is gonna be. Supposedly, you're going to be playing as Ethan for a good portion of the game. He's going to be isolated with Mia. They had a baby together. And it's not really a spoiler. They showed it in the trailer. But the leaks suggest that Chris Redfield is going to kill Mia, I guess, and Ethan's baby. And, I mean, judging from the title alone, it's going to take place in a village, and it's also going to take place in a castle, just like Resident Evil 4. But will it take place on an island? Probably not. It's most likely going to end in a castle, most likely. But I don't know, man. I mean, Resident Evil 8 just looks really good to me. I'm very curious, how long is it going to be? Is Resident Evil 8 going to maybe take at least 5 or 6 hours to beat, just like the Resident Evil 3 remake? Like, I don't know. It's a very interesting question on how long it's gonna take. But, you know what? Even if Resident Evil 8 does take 6 hours to beat, I guess I don't really mind, because Resident Evil 8 is a completely brand new experience, you know? Resident Evil 8 is a different story. It's not a remake, and it's going to be its own thing. So even if Resident Evil 8 only takes 6 hours to beat, I will actually be okay with that. And you know what? Resident Evil 7 took me 7 to 8 hours to beat too. So, I don't know. I don't see it as a concern. I don't mind if Resident Evil 8 is short, and it does remind me so much of Resident Evil 4. Besides the setting, it looks like the Las Plagas is coming back, and yeah, I mean, I heard a joke on Twitter, I wonder if this is going to be the second half of Resident Evil, 4, and I was just laughing my ass off, like, that was hilarious. But, at the same time though, I kind of, do possibly think that might be the case. I mean, think about it. If they're gonna do that, if they're gonna split Resident Evil 4, along with Resident Evil 8, then I don't know, man. Like, I hope that doesn't happen. I doubt it, but I don't know. I don't think that's gonna happen. And maybe I could just be over exaggerating, you know? But we'll see. But the bottom line is, Resident Evil 8 looks like it's gonna be badass. Oh, and I mean, I guess the last thing I can talk about is for Resident Evil 8, I really hope they bring back Jill Valentine or Claire Redfield or Leon or somebody iconic. Resident Evil, when it comes to the Resident Evil series, there's a lot of unanswered questions, you know? Resident Evil has questions that I wish could be answered, like what happened to Stevie Burns. No, not Stevie. I think his name is just Steve Burns from Code Veronica. So yeah, looking forward to Resident Evil 8, and I just hope that they don't do something stupid and mess up the lore of Resident Evil. The next game on the list is Sackboy, A Big Adventure. I'm not really too excited about this game, but it does look, pretty fun though. Will I get it? Probably not. I will get, Sackboy, A Big Adventure when it goes on sale. If I ever see a Sackboy for like maybe 10 or 20 bucks, I'll pick it up. But you know what though? It is nice how Sumo Digital is still working on Little Big Planet. That kind of does show that they're trying to keep the franchise alive. And I'm gonna let you guys know right now, I used to be really big on Little Big Planet. I made some levels before, especially on some of my old PSN accounts. I liked Little Big Planet 1, I liked Little Big Planet 2. I was very, disappointed in Little Big Planet 3, hence the reason why I didn't really upload that many levels. I think I only uploaded like just 2, I believe. Yeah, I only uploaded 2 levels, and that was pretty much about it. But it doesn't look like it's definitely not going to be a level design game. It's going to be a real platformer type of game, you know? Like Mario. So that's real nice how they're changing it up a little bit. And I've seen the gameplay, obviously, And this does not look like something that you can recreate in Little Big Planet, you know? I mean, I'm pretty sure you can make something that's close to Sackboy's A Big Adventure, but it's not going to be the same though. And another thing, that kind of makes me wonder though. I wonder if somebody could make Sackboy A Big Adventure in Dreams, you know? Because Dreams is a lot more advanced compared to Little Big Planet. And you know what? Speaking of Dreams, I actually have that game, and I just have not found any time to play it. Like, I don't know. I'm thinking of live streaming Dreams real soon, but man, I just haven't found any time because I've been busy lately. Uh, so yeah, a Sackboy, A Big Adventure um, it looks like it's going to be a nice little standard platformer. I'm pretty sure, it's going to be a good game. I don't think it's going to be bad or anything. The next one is Ghostwire Tokyo, and it looks really, really cool. It looks like it's going to be an interesting idea. Um, I don't know. I mean, Ghostwire, it's one of those games, kind of like how I felt when I first saw the trailer to a game like Death Stranding, you know? Like, I have no idea what the hell is going on. And I don't know, you know? I mean, it just, it just looks odd to me, and I don't really, know what to think about it, other than it's just a horror game, you know? And, um, you guys know that I love horror games. I appreciate horror games. So to know that this is a horror game alone, well, and of course, naturally, I'm going to be interested in it. So yeah, and I also do find it interesting how this is made by Shinji Mikami. Is that right? Oh shit, Ghostwire is from Shinji Mikami. Uh, goddamn. And a lot of people thought that Hideo Kojima was on serious drugs when making Death Stranding. I mean, goddamn. I don't know what Shinji Mikami was thinking when he made this game, but it's at least under my radar too, you know? Will I get Ghostwire? Probably, probably not. I think I just need to see more, like Death Stranding, you know? Ghostwire is one of those types of games that I'm just trying to be a little bit skeptical of, because Shinji Mikami is also one of my favorite game developers, you know? Shinji Mikami made Resident Evil 4, he made Vanquish, he made the original Resident Evil, he made the Resident Evil remake, so yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit skeptical of Ghostwire. Next is Hitman 3. I'm not going to spend too much time on Hitman 3 is because I admit I'm not too big on Hitman. You know, like, I just, it never, like, resonated with me. Hitman is the type of games that I never found any of them to be that interesting, you know? Now, that's not to say that I think the games are bad or anything like that. I'm pretty sure they're good, high-quality games, but I don't know. But if I had to give out an opinion of what I thought of the Hitman 3 trailer, it looks pretty solid. It actually looks like that they are taking some big measures. It looks like they are going to finally challenge and test this series, you know? They're gonna try to make Agent 47 reach his limits. And that's good, you know? I'm glad that they are clearly trying to make it clear that they're gonna work hard on this installment. And you know what? I'm confused. For those of you who have been keeping up with the Hitman series, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that this Hitman is part of a reboot, I think. Kind of like what they did, what Square Enix did with the Tomb Raider. They rebooted the Tomb Raider trilogy, so that's pretty cool. Um, they are currently doing the same thing with Hitman, and just like the Tomb Raider reboot, they stopped with number 3. So, if Hitman is going to do the same, then that means this is the last game in the series then? They're gonna end it here, and they're not going to make another Hitman game for a very long time? Is that what's going on? But will I ever try the Hitman series? Yeah, of course. I am open to trying out the Hitman franchise, but I don't know when though. And am I going to buy Hitman 3 on the first day? No, not really. Because I have not played Hitman 1 and 2, or any of the older games, then yeah, most likely I'm not going to get started on Hitman 3 anytime soon. So I wouldn't hold your guys' breath if you ever want to see me review those games. But Hitman 3 does look pretty cool. And if you're a fan of Hitman, then I'm pretty sure you're in for a real treat, you know? Ooh, well, this was a surprise. Apparently we are getting a Demon Souls remake. Yeah, we're getting a Demon Souls remake from Blue Point Games. They made a lot of remasters, but they've also remade Shadow of the Colossus from the ground up. So this is good. This is really, really good news. And from what I understand, people really, really loved Demon Souls when it first came out on the PS3. So to know that we're getting a remake of Demon Souls, I'm pretty sure people are excited. And to know they did such a good job with the Shadow of the Colossus remake, I mean, is there really any doubt that they're going to fail with this remake? Most likely not. But will I ever play a Souls game or get into the Souls series? Maybe. But like I said, my main problem with the Souls series is I'm not really the type of gamer that purposefully likes to play hard stuff, you know? I like games that are a little bit more relaxing, that are around near a normal difficulty. But one of these days, I am thinking of trying out a Souls game, so I could live stream it. Deathloop was announced. Deathloop is a new IP that was just announced. Nobody knows too much about it. Well, maybe that's not entirely true. We got a gameplay trailer, and it looks really, really interesting. It looks like the main mechanic is going to rely on time travel. It looks like if you make a mistake, you're most likely going to have to rewind. And yeah, I mean, it looks like a really interesting idea for a game. It's a first-person shooter, and I guess the objective is to try to kill all enemies to get to your objective. And if you fail, then you gotta restart. So, I like this, you know? I really do. Will I get Deathloop? I don't know. Like I said, guys, because so many games was announced, I have to be really, really selective, you know? I have to be wise with my money. I gotta be wise with my wallet. And, you know, Deathloop is a game that I'm not entirely sure if I will get on the first day. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But I'm not gonna pre-order it though, that's for sure. So we'll see. We'll see, depending on how much money I have, I might get it. But at the same time though, I mean, the problem with, Deathloop also is, it is by Bethesda. I mean, we gotta keep that in mind. It is by Bethesda, and after the disastrous Fallout 76, I don't know, like, that's a tough one, you know? But we'll see, though. It doesn't look like it's going to be a buggy, glitchy, open-world mess or anything. So yeah, Deathloop is also going to be under my radar. The last game that I'm going to talk about is Horizon Forbidden West, which, damn, that was honestly a surprise to me. Like, I didn't really expect it, but when I saw a couple seconds of the trailer, that's when I predicted it was most likely going to be a Horizon Zero Dawn 2. But because they're calling it Horizon Forbidden West, they pretty much ditched the Zero Dawn part. So this means that this franchise is officially called Horizon. We got Horizon Zero Dawn, and now Horizon Forbidden West, which I think it's a good title. I like how Aloy is back. I like how it looks like you are now going to be able to swim now, I think. Yeah, you're going to be able to swim. It's going to take place in the West. And yeah, I mean, like, it looks really, really cool so far. But I don't believe that they showed any gameplay footage, did they? I don't remember. Maybe like little snippets of gameplay? But it doesn't matter. I mean, based on how good the first game was, obviously I'm pretty sure it's gonna be good, and I don't really see any reason to doubt it. Guerrilla Games, they have a solid reputation. Like, this is gonna be an unpopular opinion, but I pretty much like all of, Gorilla's games, you know? I like the Killzone trilogy. I even like Killzone Shadowfall. Um, Even though I would have to say Shadowfall is their weakest game, but Horizon Zero Dawn was a very, very great game. Um, but I don't want to give out a rating yet because one of these days I would like to review it. All I can say is the first Horizon was an outstanding game, and yeah, I am very, very excited for Horizon 2. It's pretty much going to be good. But will I get this on the first day? Yes. Or at least I'm gonna try to get it on the first day. Will I pre-order it? Maybe. One thing I have been noticing, or I have noticed about this PS5 event, is they really didn't give out too many, release dates, just years. Most of these games is gonna come out next year. Some of these games is gonna come out this year, and I don't know. Depending on when Horizon 2 comes out, I'll try to get it on the first day it comes out. Okay, guys, I talked about all the games, and now it's time to finally talk about the console itself. The reveal of the PS5, and holy shit, dude. It looks... I mean, I know a lot of people are actually complaining about the PS5's design. Some people are saying that Sony tried way too hard to be futuristic, but I don't know. In my opinion, I think it looks sweet. I think it looks good, in my opinion. I don't think it looks terrible or anything like that. And the thing is, too, when you look at the PS5, if you look closely, you can spot it has really big, ventilations on the sides, and it looks like, it's not gonna have a problem with overheating, you know? Because if there's anything I do have a problem when it comes to the PS4 is, I admit, the PS4 can sometimes sound like a jet turbine, even if you just cleaned it not too long ago. But I remember reading an article of Sony saying that they are going to take care of the overheating problem, you know, and make sure that the console is mostly quiet. And when you look at the PS5, it does look like that it's not going to have a problem overheating, you know? And you at least have to admit, the PS5 definitely looks a hell of a lot better compared to the Xbox Series X. While the Xbox X looks like a fucking refrigerator, the PS5 looks like, I don't know what else to compare it to. It doesn't really look like anything else, or as far as I know. The PS5 looks slick, you know? It looks smooth. You can place it horizontally. You can have it up or flat. But because of my current living situation, my PS5 is gonna have to be flat instead of standing up. And that's good, you know? But there is a couple of things that I am a little concerned about, and they're not really big concerns. I don't like how the PS5 is white. Like, I really hope that there's a black PS5 somewhere. Like, I don't know. And the reason why I want a black PS5 is so that way it doesn't get dirty too easily, you know? The problem with white consoles is, well, and of course they're going to get messy and look dirty pretty easily because it's white. I mean, if it's white, then that means it's going to be a lot easier to spot dust particles or debris on it. Hell, I mean, the Nintendo Wii was white, and even though I would clean it, it would constantly get dirty pretty easily, and that's me just by not touching it, you know? So yeah, I really hope there is, a, uh, a black PS5, I don't know, fuck. But again, it's not really the biggest deal in the world, you know? But I will say this, I know some of you are probably going to be a little bit, I don't know. I don't know how to put it. Maybe, a little bit odd for me to say this, but I'm not gonna get the PS5 on the first day either, people. But you know what, though? I do that with all consoles, though. To this very day, I have never, ever bought a system or a console on the first day. I did that with the PS2, I did that with the GameCube, I did that with the Wii, I did that with the PS3, I especially did that with the PS4. I actually did not get my PS4 3 years later after its release, and, you know, I don't really see a problem with that, you know? I'm the type of person that likes to wait for sales and likes to save money. But because, I somewhat, make my own money now, and if I do decide to save up, I could, get a PS5 a little bit sooner compared to the PS4. And like I said, you know, I am planning on getting a PS5, maybe when its first bundle is released, you know? Like, I'll get its, probably, one of its first bundles, depending what game it is, you know? But if it's bundled with a game that I'm not interested in, or a game that doesn't really look good or doesn't really suit my interest, then I'm most likely not gonna get it. But if it's bundled with somewhat of a decent and nice AAA game, then of course, I'll get that. But I don't know. It's just one of those things that's like a big maybe, you know? But I am at least planning on getting the PS5 a lot sooner compared to the PS4. But, overall, people, the PS5 looks really nice, you know? And what are my, overall thoughts on this whole reveal event? I thought they did a really good job. They did better than Microsoft, that's for sure. And you know what? I just don't really see any reason to buy um, an Xbox
Good to hear.
Series
Fair play.
X, you
A win
know?
is a win.
I just don't see Microsoft really achieving that much success compared to the PS5. I think the PS5 is pretty much going to dominate the next generation, you know? Especially with its exclusive games that I just talked about. Now, there is one thing that did raise a little bit of concern. A lot of people are concerned, well, how much is the PS5 going to be? And a lot of people are predicting that it's going to cost 500. People doubt it's going to cost 600 again. But at the very most, I'm willing to spend at least 500 bucks on the PS5. But notice how they also announced an all digital version, and I thought that was really interesting and kind of came out of nowhere. I did not think that Sony was even going to announce an all digital version, you know? I'm most likely am not going to get the all digital version. I most likely am going to go old school and just stick with physical copies. But you know what though? There is one thing I am very interested in and I wish they would have talked about. I'm hoping that when it comes to live streaming, because, you guys know that I'm a live streamer. I live stream on both Twitch and YouTube. And yeah, I mean, what I was really looking forward to is I want to know if they're going to up the resolution um, for the PS5 streaming. Um, yeah, I mean, I really would like to know if we're gonna be able to stream in 1080p, and so that way I can stream in higher quality for you guys, you know? I just at least want to stream in nice, good old-fashioned 1080p, 30 frames per second. And if the PS5 is able to do that, then I'm a happy camper, you know? But right now, as far as I know, there is no news on the resolution, so that's my concern. But I at least want to believe that they gotta change something when it comes to live streaming for sure, because I actually use the share button, you know? I am a user that utilizes the share button, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna have to do something. Alright everybody, that's it for my PlayStation 5 Reveal event review. I'm really looking forward to the console itself. I'm really looking forward to some of the games. And yeah, my wallet is going to be empty for sure next year in 2021. Alright everybody, peace out.